When you first start coding, you either find it very easy and cool to see the outputs, or you are scared to type the code and find it very difficult. If you are in the latter category, you might be making some mistakes. If you work on them, you might learn quickly and find it very easy. So here are the 7 mistakes you should avoid as a coder. First one is learning multiple languages at once. This is the common mistake made by the beginners. They get overwhelmed by the number of programming languages available in the market. When one says Python is very good, it is good for machine learning as well as web development, data science, etc. And you start learning that language for 1 to 2 weeks. And after a few days, you hear that Flutter is new into the market. It is great to develop mobile apps. It can be used for Android as well as iOS. Then you think, yeah, Flutter will be great for you. Then you switch to Flutter. And again after 1 to 2 weeks, you get some other suggestion and you keep switching. You should avoid making these mistakes. What I would recommend is first do a detailed analysis and research of the programming language before you start to learn. And look into their use cases, where that language can be used and is that beneficial for you or not. And then only pick a language and start learning it. Second in the list is not making projects. So once you pick a language, you learn its basic concepts, functions, loops, etc. And then you get comfortable in that language. Now the next step is to build a project on your own. Most of the beginners skip this step. What most beginners do is they learn one language, learn its concept, then switch to another programming language. That is a very bad practice. You should avoid that. You should at least make 2 to 3 projects from the programming language you have learned. For example, you learn Python, learn its basic concept, for loops, functions, classes, etc. Then what you can do in the next step is pick a framework, for example Django, which can be used to make web app. This will make you more comfortable in the language and increase your confidence. Next in the list is scared to clear the doubts. When you start coding, you might get some errors or you might not get some concepts. You might think it is such a silly mistake, I should not ask any question, it will be embarrassing, etc. You need to understand that you are a human, you can make mistakes. You cannot learn everything at once. So you should always ask questions, clear your doubts and never feel shy. This will help you to understand where actually you made the mistake and increase your confidence. This was one of the mistakes I made during my beginning days. I don't want you to make the same mistake as well. Next in the list is not reading error messages and googling enough. Many times there is an error message when your code fails to run. You should go through each line and read the error message first. These messages are written by human that might be a creator of that language. They are not created by the machines. So these messages are shown to easily detect the cause of the error. In fact, you should be happy that you got an error and compiler has detected it. Real problem will be when you are not getting any error message and the code is also not running. And if you didn't understand the error message, next step is Googling. You might not be the first one to get the same error. Googling is an art. If you learn how to Google, trust me, you will become a very good coder in the future. While searching for answers, use websites like Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow has question answer forums where people can ask the questions and other people can answer them. And they have the option to upvote or downvote that particular answer. By this way, you can see the best working code at the top. So learn to read the error messages, learn to use Google and learn to use Stack Overflow. Next in the list is copying and pasting the code. Next common mistake made by the beginners are mindlessly copying the code and pasting the code. Yes, it is good to copy and paste the code, but you need to know how the code is working. And why are you using that specific code? Else you will be confused with the code you are adding. So understand the code before copying and pasting a particular code into your project. Next one in the list is learning from multiple resources. In the world of internet, there are multiple resources for one particular language. Usually, it is easy to get confused with abundance of resources. You start with one course, few 1 to 2 hours, get bored, then you switch to another. This is a very bad practice. This is one of the common mistakes made by the beginners. What I would recommend is first do a detailed research on the resources or the course you are enrolling. You can find online reviews, rating of that particular course and whether it fits your requirements or not. And start learning from that course from start to end. and then only switch to another resource. And final one in the list is not having a clear roadmap. When you start coding, you should define a clear roadmap. First, you need to know why you are learning a particular language, whether it is to learn web development, app development, machine learning, data science, blockchain, etc. So choose a language according to the requirement, make short-term goals, and key is to be consistent. Practice daily and learn continuously. For practicing daily, if you are a beginner, there are multiple challenges, for example 100 days of code, where you can learn coding to get started. So these are some of the common mistakes to avoid as a beginner while coding. I hope this video will help you in your journey of learning coding. And if you have some video ideas, let me know in the comment down below. Thank you for watching.